personal reflection time. While we watch a video of me singing and dancing in the car, which I do very often, right? This is going to be raw and real. Welcome to the Libra full moon. And it doesn't really matter if when you're watching this, and I think that there can be something for you to take away from here, but this is a personal reflection moment. Healing Hype Man majority of it has been personal reflections or some sort of mirror being projected out into the world, where those of you that resonate and have connected and have shared space with me and allowed me to share space with you, most importantly. But there's just been a big realization right now in this full moon. Libra for me as a Gemini rising rules my 5th house of creativity, fun, joy. And I don't have any planets or nothing going on in there. And I realized that since 2019, I have literally been an adult child. Literally been. So look at him, just dancing and jamming. An adult child for, oh my God, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, like 7 years, 6 years. And the point of me saying that is like, I don't know if that's, No, Alvin, that's not coming to an end. No, I'm just realizing now that I have been an adult child. But I also realize like what it is that I do in this world, what I'm part of my mission, part of my state, part of my mission, what I'm here to offer. I had to do it for myself before I can offer it to others. And I know I've already been offering this, but I see what you guys see now. I see it, right? I help people through their shadows. Oh, do I? Because I have faced my own. I have very high pattern recognition abilities, which is psychic abilities and intuition. And if you've worked with me, you've seen it. If you've met me in person, you've probably got an even more intense version of that, because you either love me or you hate me because I woke something up in you that you were not ready for. You know, many times I get messages just like, Alvin, don't poke that button. Don't push that bear. They're not ready for that. And I don't do it intentionally to harm people. While I know I have been the villain in many people's stories, it always ends up not being that way in the future. As we move through life, the conversations become different, because then it's more of a thank you. And that's how I have learned, right? Things that once caused me so much pain. In the beginning, you think that it's like you play this victim mentality, and then you realize like, oh my God, I was a fucking teacher. Wow. You know, so I realize that I'm a teacher for many, and many are a teacher for me, you know, but I also extremely undervalued and underestimated the work and the effort and the discipline that I have put into myself in order for me to show up the way that I do, the way that you've seen, the way that you will see, the way that I'm meant to be. I had to do this work myself, and I continue to do this work, and it is a lot of work. This work is not light and not for the faint-hearted. If you are afraid to sit in darkness and in stillness and face yourself, this is not the work for you. And sometimes some people are not meant to change because they're there to remind you of what it would look like if you don't change. New quote I heard somewhere. Yeah, that one's deep too. And so it gives me a little bit more sympathy and empathy for those that don't like to change, because I feel like we're put on this earth to change. We're meant to evolve and grow. And when I see others that aren't there or don't want that or are stuck or their anxiety is crippling and it keeps them back and they're afraid to, I sometimes question like, okay, we're not on the same path, but sometimes the path is like, I'm meant to see you be resistant to that type of evolution. The shadow, right? I've grown. I face shadows, continue to face shadows. Not just one. There's many, one behind the other. Person after person, experience after experience. And I've grown, and I have willpower, and I know other people do not. Trust me, I know. I understand the concept of replacement behavior. I took sex, drugs, and all the partying and everything that I did in the past, the validation, the seeking reassurance, the external things. And I transmuted that into replacing that by picking up tarot cards, like daily, right? I help people come back to themselves, and I help you take a deep sigh. I see what you see now. Please know, I see what you see now. And I identify as a healer and, most importantly, as an educator, integrating mental health, psychology, spirituality, metaphysics, and everything in between. So if you would like to work with me, reach out. We'll figure it out.